Hello America, my name is Ted Hardesty and welcome to a new video from Youth for Resistance-SOD. Now, I know that all of us in the resistance movement love to talk about Trump's Russia connections, and rightly so. They're a huge threat to our democracy. But I think that today I need to talk about something that may hit closer to home, that influences more voters than even the Russian probe. That's Trump's budget. And let's put all of Trump's corruption, Russian ties aside. His budget, in the long run, is going to hurt every single American, and possibly everyone in some way around the globe. It's just downright horrible policy. Trump ran on this idea that we need to re-innovate the military, which maybe has a point. There are some issues right now in our military, but the way he's going about this is totally the wrong idea. Before I tell you some of his plans, I'm just going to give you a very interesting stat. Not only is the U.S. the top spender for national security in our military, the amount that we spend on the military is the amount that the next 7 countries behind us on the list use combined. This includes China, Saudi Arabia, Russia, the United Kingdom, India, France, and Japan. Our amount, as of last year, the dollar amount, was $595 billion used on national security. Now, if you compare that to Russia, which is only around $60 billion, I hope something is ringing in a bell is ringing in your mind. If all the talk about Russia is that Russia is outdoing us militarily, or they're outdoing us through intelligence, then if we are outdoing them by tenfold, how in the world is a $54 billion increase, which is what Trump's proposing, going to help us? We don't need to have more money spent on the military. We need to find out how to better spend our money. Just throwing more money at the military, buying more guns, what's more guns going to do for you? If you already outman a guy 10-1, but you're still losing, what's that 11th gun going to do for you? Think about that for a second. Number 2. Every time something in the government goes up in spending, obviously something has to be decreased. And there are certain parts of the government that I would love to see decreased. But what Trump's using is just downright sad. I'm going to talk about 2 things, which is the foreign policy aspect of this and the domestic aspect of this. First, foreign. He wants to cut the USAID program by 1/3, which is the United States Agency for International Development. These are the people that go out and say they give education to Muslim girls out in Afghanistan, places like that. If you're going to cut them off, all that's going to do is create more instability. Cutting the State Department is going to create more instability. Like I said before, if you have 10 guns to 1 and you're still losing, maybe you need to look somewhere else in the military. Maybe diplomacy, as of something. If you outman 10-1, then maybe think about how to bargain with the other country. This takes away from that. The best way to make countries safer is to create a safety net of education and other means, such as police. If you cut off this program, which you're not cutting it off, but you're greatly diminishing it, then you're going to have a greater demand for the military. Even more so than maybe an extra gun's going to do for you. I know that's just an illusion. It's not an actual physical amount. Obviously, there's not 10 guns. We would have 10 guns pointed at 1 gun in Russia, and that's it. That's obviously not the truth. But you can see maybe this is just not good policy. Now, opposed from the military, let's just look at our domestic programs that he's trying to cut. This now the sound to give you over 10 years, not over 1 year, because that would be never mind. Just thinking about it in my mind, if that was a 1 year cut, that'd be horrible. It still is horrible, but Trump's proposal cuts for domestic programs include $800 billion over 10 years, a reduction of Medicaid, $193 billion in food stamps, $72 billion in disability benefits, $53 in unemployment benefits, $22 in low-income family support, $6 billion in the National Institute of Health, $1.2 billion cut to the U.S. Center for Disease Control, $1 billion cut to the National Cancer Institute. Let me read that one again. $1 billion cut to the National Cancer Institute. I'll come back to that. $838 million cut to the National Institute of Allergy Prevention and Infectious Disease. $776 million cut in the National Science Food Data. That's wrong. Science Foundation. I apologize for that. My handwriting's not the best, so I couldn't read it properly. So the people that voted for Trump mostly are the uneducated, correct? Mostly the people who are poor. They believed he was going to come and save them, going to come and give them jobs. And we don't know if he's actually going to bring back jobs. So to be totally fair, we haven't seen the outcome of his executive orders or possibly his laws he wants to put into place. I'm not going to attack him on jobs yet. I'm sure I will at some point, because I'm sure it's actually going to be the opposite of what he promised. But the people that he promised to help out, $800 billion cut in Medicaid. Which, if you don't know Medicaid, I have friends that are on Medicaid. They help people who would be uninsured anyway. It's basically a safety net program, much like the Affordable Care Act is still law. And to cut that, just undermining the benefits for all of his voters. And so I don't see what his thought is there. Except for one thing. He knows damn well that Fox News, Breitbart, and all the right-wing organizations are going to shove other stats down people's throats. Cover stats that aren't going to make them look at this. He knows that the right wing is going to manipulate people. Just as he has. They're not going to see these stats. Let's look at the long term. Not only for people who are low income, $1 billion cut to the National Cancer Institute. We are the biggest, we spend the most on research of any country. If we go down in that aspect, the whole globe is going to suffer. And cancer isn't discriminatory on whether you're Donald Trump or Ted Hardesty. It doesn't care. It's going to infect anybody. It can infect anybody. So no matter if you're poor or the top 0.0001%, that's going to affect you. Because the potential drug that you could have, you're not going to be able to get now. Or not be able to get for years down the road. Maybe in years down the road, you won't be here, you'll be 6 feet under. So it'll help you then. This man is endangering millions of lives with this budget. Many people have tuned out the national media. Our job now is to tell people about this. You can find these stats on the Washington Post, Reuters, which is who I like to use the most. Excuse me for my dog. BBC, places like that. Even the White House put out much of these numbers. You didn't have to go digging it all. They just simply gave it. Sean Spicer got out most of these numbers. So, our job now is to educate people. Tell them how they've been manipulated. Explain to them that these numbers are going to hurt them and possibly even kill them. I haven't even talked about the amount of people that Trump's new health care plan is going to cut off. That's a whole other story. This man, aside from all of his corruption, is a threat to the well-being of our nation. And we can't let this guy win. Period. We can't let him win. Because very well, if he wins this fight, your grandparents, your friends could die as a result of this. Could go hungry. Could, just not be in a good condition, for lack of a better term. And I don't want to see this nation fall into decline like that, just because some people think that we need more guns when we're outspending Russia by 10 times the amount. I don't want a friend of mine to go hungry because a lot of the population was manipulated and thought, oh, we need more ammunition, even though we are spending more than the 7 nearest nations to us combined. Tell people about these stats. Inform the nation. An informed nation leads to a stronger democracy. Don't let this guy win. Don't let his administration win. And beyond that, please fight with us. June 3rd, the March for Truth, find a march. Give this man a message that if he does not change his ways, we are coming for his seat, and we will impeach him. And I don't use that word lightly. He needs to be impeached. Now that's due to all the Russia concerns, which I'm not going to talk about this video. He does not deserve to be in that office. He doesn't. And the longer he stays in office, the more of us are going to suffer. So, have a good day. God bless. Have a good week. I hope to see you at a march. And God bless. Peace.